got 2 segments on a national show. I need you to nail both of them.
Everything's gonna be fun.
What if she says, why isn't the relationship expert in a relationship? Huh? Yeah, fix your face.
Please welcome my next guest.
Relationship expert Matthew Taylor.
We're back with Matthew Taylor, author of The Bounce Back.
We love this book.
How many of you are here because you've had your heart broken recently?
That's original.
What do you do for a living?
I am a therapist.
The problem with therapy is even once you understand your pain, it doesn't really help you let it go.
Quick fixes like yours are always a scam.
That really sucked. Can I buy you a coffee? Truce?
Let's make it a drink.
Yeah. Who's that?
That's my little angel.
Is that your dad?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Dad.
I'm sorry about that.
The producers of Entertainment Tonight called. They want you on the show with her.
It's kind of a big deal.
We're not doing it
How come?
because we don't like you.
He doesn't mean that.
Yes,
Like-
I do. Don't lie. No, I don't.
The best-selling book and 2 celebrity experts with very different opinions.
Well, my book has sold millions of copies.
Well, I
the
think
idea
because
is,
you're a very good-looking guy.
that's the first time she's actually given me a compliment.
I've seen you guys on TV together. If you like him, please be his girlfriend. He needs one.
You know I'm standing right here. I can hear you.
I have seen a lot.
I was sure that it was gonna last forever. I was
I
wrong.
wanna love
Kristen!
with everything I got.
Her? Really? Her?
I created a philosophy to keep me from getting hurt.
I'm not
If someone's gonna rip me to shreds, I'd like it to be you.
the best. It's still to come.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
How you guys doing?
This is
What's up?
Cool.
Seems like you have a couple fans, Shemar. Seems like you have a couple fans out
That's
there.
all right.
up?
That's all right. This is a cool setup. I love
You
this.
seem far away. How are you? Are you all right over there?
I'm good. We're worried about how you guys are doing. How you guys
we
feeling?
good, man. Happy holidays, everybody.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Well, I'm super excited to see this, to talk about this
Glad to
movie.
hear.
I've already seen it, The
Okay.
Bounce Back, and I'm going to start right with you, Shemar. You know, you served as producer, your first time as a producer on a film. And,
First time out the gate. I'm a rookie.
There we go. Tell me how you came upon the story and how this project came together and finding these great guys.
The Bounce Back is just, it's a fun, silly, sweet, good time of a movie. But we've done it independently. And I knew, and my first time, but to be honest, I knew about the script about 10 years ago. And it had come around, and the writer was interested in me for it, but just the timing of where I was trying to get off the ground with Criminal Minds, it just didn't work out. And then all of a sudden it came full circle, and I honestly ran around town, trying to shop it just to see if somebody wanted to make it and see if I could get a studio, investors, and all that. And I was like, oh yeah, it's nice, and oh yeah, it's a good idea. We'll see what our lineup is. We'll put it on the shelf. Oh, I just got all this lukewarm responses, and so I kind of just sat with myself in my driveway one day, and I was like, you know what? Hollywood's not really jumping to the plate here. I got a couple nickels in my pocket from my years of doing, and I really like the script, and I know if I put the right people together. And producing to me, and now that I've had a little experience with it, is just attention to detail. It's connecting dots, and it's putting pieces together, and the right people together, such as Nadine and Bill. And then what was really cool is this isn't just my movie that I produced, and I mean this with everything. This is my movie with my fans, my homies, my fans, and my baby girls, because we raised, that's right.
Some of them are out there.
We did a whole crowdfunding thing with Indiegogo called, and we raised $630,000. And then I put a little more into it, and then I went and got some friends, Nadine, Bill, Yusef Dallaire, the director, and we made a movie, and it's really cool.
A great movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Can't wait for you guys to see it. I guess I'm going to go to you, Nadine. I mean, what did you think about the script when you first heard about it, and how were those conversations with Shemar from that?
Well, how it came to me was his business partner, Ray, is a friend of mine, and he was telling me about the script and that he wanted to get me and Shemar together, and he knew that the chemistry would be right, and I had never met Shemar. And so he called me one day, and he's like, hey, they're going to do some funding, some crowdfunding for the film. Will you come and do like a presentation for the funding and play the part of Kristen? And I was like, oh, okay. So I met him at his house, and we immediately started, I'm super sassy and feisty, and he pokes
Just a
all
little
my
bit.
buttons, and he just pushes me to the edge. I fall over sometimes and come back and I punch him in the face. You know, like that's our little relationship, and we had it instantaneously. So our presentation was super natural and fun, and then from there we got responses. Like people were writing to me like, "Oh, you're Kristen, and I can't wait to see you as Kristen." I'm like, I don't know if I'm really gonna be Kristen. Like, this is like, I feel like, you know, is it gonna happen? And then one day, I got the call that it was gonna happen. It was just so exciting. Like, this just all fell together, and we shot a wonderful movie. I think, I don't know if anyone has seen some of the screenings yet, but I feel like our chemistry is fantastic, and that's what makes the movie, you know, that's what makes it have a ride and a little like romantic journey that you want to see in a romantic
Absolutely.
comedy.
You guys work together really well. It's surprising that it's your first project together because you guys have such great chemistry. You know, moving on to Bill, you guys have worked together, you and Shemar, on Brothers, right? And so tell me a little bit about how, Bill, you came attached to the project and how Shemar approached you about it.
Well, Shemar and I, our first project was The Brothers, which was a great movie as well.
Some people are familiar.
And I've been knowing Shemar since I was on MTV. You know, he was coming up at the same time in the game, and we were friends. So Brothers was sort of like the solidification of our friendship, and we just been tight ever since. And then he was like, "Yo, B man, I got this thing that I think you'd be perfect for, right?" So Ray,
I knew.
He
Go ahead.
knew it. He felt it in his spirit. And so Ray Brown, who's his business partner, and Shemar and I, we were all doing Arsenio show. We were all guests on that show that day. We just happened to catch each other in the green room. We just started talking about movies. This came up. Ray said, "I'm sending it to you tomorrow. Read it." I read it, and I called Shemar. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. I could kill this. I know I could kill it. I'll be your best friend. It's easy. It's like us hanging out anyway." He was like, "Perfect." So from there on, we just started vibing, and then went to his house. We started just playing with the words, and it's a trip now that we actually are about to see this to America, because I literally remember us being in the kitchen, going over the scenes, talking about it. We hadn't shot anything. We were just rehearsing our chemistry, and it was so natural in the kitchen. So I'm so happy that you guys are excited. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Bill, you play his manager and his best friend. In
Yeah.
this movie. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had a couple managers that you might have based this off a little bit, or is it completely a work of fiction?
I think it's a natural thing with us. It's really an extension of our true friendship, but just more of, you know, talent, manager. But still, the friendship is still there. But I'm like his biggest fan. Like, dude, we got to do this. I'm putting up posters all over the city, you know. I'm passing out flyers. Matthew Taylor, the bomb. You know, I'm doing everything. And we start out small in the movie because we're not a hit yet, and we're struggling. You know, we struggle to get to the big leagues. And he takes off with his book, and along the way he finds Nadine, and I'm like, "Don't do that." And he's like, "I might." So, you know, it's a testament that when love comes, you know, love has its own timing. And that's what we're trying to show you guys. Like, you know, when you fall in love with someone or somebody walks into your life, it might not be the right time to you, but it might be the right time for your life. So that's what it is. You know what I mean?
And the great thing about the characters is we come from, everyone's, I'm sure, broken up with someone. It's been very painful. We, at the time that we meet, we're both hurting from a past relationship, and he's created a philosophy to protect himself, to bounce back. And I'm a therapist in the movie, and I don't want to bounce back. I want to sit in it, and I want
to sit in her pain.
And I want to, like, you know, overcome it with time.
6 years of no sex.
So no sex, no nothing.
No
I'm
man.
bitter. I gotta
He was
stick up my
dried up.
ass.
What?
Dried up.
That's it. That's
And
all I
listen
got
to
up
no
my ass.
baby face. No good, sexy, romantic song. She shut the radio off. I'm mad.
I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I spend my Friday nights journaling. So and then I meet this.
And then boom.
Absolutely. It's
Right?
There you go.
She's now look at you.
Now,
She
do you
says she
see-
want to meet that
now,
too.
Do you see how you're struggling to be a host right now?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
struggling.
Yeah.
Well, now just imagine me
I love the chemistry
acting
here.
and producing.
Yeah.
I'm acting and then producing, trying to get a movie done. We only got 12 hours a day. We shot this movie in 5.5 weeks. And on the days that Bill wasn't there, we got through maybe in 10 hours. We had early days, but when Bill got there, the boy wouldn't shut up. And then
Cracking jokes.
like,
But you
Bill,
get
can
what
you
you
stick to
pay
the script?
for.
He's like, I got stuff to say. And but Bill, you just let him go. But go
You
ahead.
guys had a lot of fun. You guys had a
Bill,
lot of fun. This film, it
his
seems
show.
like.
Yeah, you're right. You're doing a great job.
Well, I just want to thank you so much. I appreciate the validation there. I just want to ask you, Shemar, I mean, I'm sure people struggle to think of you as somebody that's struggling for a relationship. As a relationship expert in the show, you're someone who's single. So what was it getting the mind of that character? Did you read any like self-help books or those books that exist out there that the character was based on?
I got asked this. We had a screening here in New York last night, and after the screening, we took questions and answers, and people know me, from my Young and Restless days, and for the Drusilla baby daddy. That was Drusilla baby daddy, And so they saw me start out in Young and Restless, and then for 11 years they watched me play tough guy Derek Morgan. And what's interesting, thank you. What's interesting about being Derek Morgan for 11 years is before I did Derek Morgan, nobody knew I could be tough. And then I went and played this tough, badass FBI agent, and now people see the bounce back, and they're like, oh, we didn't know you could be vulnerable. And I'll be honest, and friends of mine who really, really know me, they think that Matthew Taylor, who I play in The Bounce Back, is the closest to the real me. And so I'm not a tough guy. I don't even like guns. I don't, but I learned how to shoot one and use one on a show. But Matthew Taylor, so to answer your question, it wasn't a bunch of research because I just went through my life of relationships because I don't get every girl, and every even close, you know what I mean? And it's always the one that you really want that you have a hard time getting. And just because something touches you. But, I've had my heart broken. I've made mistakes and hurt and learned from that lesson and don't want to do that to someone again. But that's what's so great about this movie is you get the male perspective through my character, you get the female perspective through Nadine's character. And for the men who think it's just a chick flick, I did make it for the ladies. But the fellas will get something out of it. They'll be able to relate to it and enjoy it as well.
It's really a fun movie. You're gonna enjoy every scene takes you to a new place, obviously, like movies do. But you're really interested, you really get invested in these characters. We got to see it in a theater yesterday with a
real New York audience.
Real New York audience, and it was so fun to hear people talking at the screen and don't do that, and and I even shouted out because he came on the screen once, and I'm watching him, and he looked so good. I was like, God damn, that man is fine. And it's like even I watch it, as an audience member. I'm not just watching it as critiquing our work. It's it's fun every time.
It's definitely a fun movie. What I like about the movie is that you get invested in the characters and you find yourself saying to yourself oh, that's me. Oh, I did that. Oh, I went through that. Oh, because we all have had bumps around, in our relationships, in our life, where you just feel like, oh man, am I ever gonna get over this? Or you know what, I'm not letting that bother me no more. And that's what we're showing in the movie.
Yeah, and Bill, my next question was for you. You people are familiar with stand-up. You're so hilarious on stage.
Thank you.
And then it must be great for you to be able to tell a story through a movie and use your comedy to sort of, spread a real message. Tell something that maybe
it's not silly. I wanted to be funny in the movie, but I also wanted to be his best friend too, and be a guy that's a fan and a person that believes in somebody more than they believe in themselves. He went through a big divorce in this situation. 10 years with his wife, he was in love with her. It ended. I was there for that. And then we dude, we're gonna write this book. We're gonna get on, and we finally get on. So that's the passion of it. And then along the way, I didn't want him to fall in love because I thought it was gonna mess up everything. But you know what? Look at her, man. You can't. How you gonna say no to that? You just be like, yes, go. So it's all good.
I stole her from Denzel, so there was no way I was going to say no. She was in Flight with Denzel, and she did the damn thing. And
you forgot Denzel was in the movie. I did.
All of Nadine was looking real good, and so I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna get that girl in my movie. That's what's gonna happen." But as fine as she is, and she's fine as wine, she's also so talented, and she's very funny. Not Bill Bellamy style funny, but just really subtle humor. I mean, and when you see this movie, you'll see. I mean, because she had a lot of work to do. I mean, she had to do that sexy thing, but she also, and then she had to bring that therapist mentality
and be vulnerable.
And be vulnerable, and then bring this humor that the movie is so great because of. So you got Bill talking mess, and then you got her just doing this endearing kind of charming humor, which is well done by her.
Absolutely. Yeah, and now, there we go. You can clap for that. That's a great compliment. Nadine, I mean, when you're talking about, something like Flight, which is so dramatic, so, gripping, and then, you've worked in comedy before. You have The League, you're so fantastic on that show. That was when it, was running. And, now this movie is like a comedy as well. How do you like working around so many funny gentlemen and being on set with this and sort of telling
I had such a great time on this movie. To me, most of the work that I do, I don't feel like I'm working. I just feel like it's an extension of myself. When it feels like work, I'm very unhappy.
But she likes to rehearse though. Ooh,
I like to rehearse.
She is a rehearse junkie.
She's gonna make sure it's right.
It's because I like to be, I want room for us to not think about what we're doing, to just be ourselves and be what we brought to the page. But anyway, what were you saying?
Just working around so many funny guys. Was that difficult, or do you enjoy that?
Oh, of course. I mean, look who I'm working with.
We always have fun.
Difficult to get through a scene,
There were a couple of scenes that were challenging. There were times I was telling some people yesterday, I was going through a breakup myself at that moment, and it was super painful. So there were times where I was really in my head, and I wasn't the friendliest person to be with, and but I had to go to work and I had to play the scene, and a lot of it I got to channel. There's a lot of fire in Kristen. There's a lot of anger in Kristen. And, at that time, that's how I felt. I was wounded and I was angry. And it shows, I think, in the movie.
And
so
we thank you for going through that, because she made our movie the bomb.
Thank you.
I can tell you.
But it's when you have actors that are generous and who are passionate about something, like Shemar is, like Bill is, it ignites your own passion, and then you feel like you're co-creating. You don't feel like you're just going to work. You feel like you're contributing to something bigger.
Yeah. And Shemar, I mean, you put together such a great, diverse cast as well. I mean, not a lot of Hollywood projects looks like this. So,
Girl,
yes,
she's amazing.
the newcomer, right?
Nanda, his
I
daughter.
guess
He plays his father. He plays an amazing dad.
I play the dad who tries to be cool, but it always ends up corny. I'm just way
Going in for
corny.
the fist bump,
Yeah.
But don't give it all away.
Yeah.
But no, you know what? I'm proud. I'm proud of the movie, just because we made a movie and I believed in it. I'm proud of them. It was fun to act opposite them, but a lot of the time, as I was acting opposite them, I was sitting back with my little producer hat and as a fan, just watching Nadine go where I knew she could go and where she wanted to go, and then just waiting for Bill to do Bill. But overall as a project, whether people notice this on the screen or not, what I'm proud of, that I'm not going to say doesn't exist in Hollywood, but I think needs more of. This is a movie with a lot of color. Okay, I'm black. If you want to be technical, I'm half black and half white. Nadine is Latin. Bill is black.
I'm definitely black.
We got. Yeah.
I just found out yesterday. Go ahead.
But we've got Indian in this movie. We got white in this movie. I mean, there's all nationalities in this movie. So it's a mosaic of all this color, but telling a very colorless story. And so it's not a black thing, but black folks will like it. It's not a white thing, but white folks will like it. It's an everybody thing, and it's just a feel-good love story about relationships, about friendships, about parenting, about heartbreak. That everybody, I don't care how old you are, what color you are, any of that, where you're from, you're going to be able to relate, and you're going to laugh at real life stuff. And especially with what's going on today, guys, and I'm not going to talk politics, around the world and politics, and we know what we're talking about when we talk politics and all this division and all this people are scared of each other. This holiday season, let's all get together, watch the bounce back, and let's all get together and just laugh. That's it. Let's laugh.
That's a good message to put out there.
Yeah.
I like that. What's also fun about this movie is you guys have a little meta going on. You know, you guys are going to talk shows. The sort of the life that you
Sort of
lead
like now.
Like
Like
exactly,
right now.
exactly. And what's that like? I mean, what is it like to go on a setup for a talk show? I mean, do you want to make it as accurate as possible? Was it interesting to play that side?
Kind of accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I mean, we used the Cheryl Underwood's in the movie, and Cheryl Underwood is a very funny comedian, and she's also one of the co-hosts on The Talk. And The Talk and CBS was very generous and let us use their set. Yeah. So it's really The Talk set. We just changed the name and changed some furniture a little bit. But we've all had a lot of experience because of our career doing these talk shows. So it wasn't really, there was nothing we had to really figure out. It just was, we had Cheryl Underwood, she's a real host.
Yep.
We've all been on the couch before, so we just had to change our names and say the words in the script. But it was really cool because it all seemed very authentic and real.
Made it real.
Yeah, and Nadine, I wanted to, your character, she plays a therapist. I mean, did you find yourself really going in depth on that, or were you going by the page pretty much? Were you reading about, psychiatrists and therapists and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I have a therapist friend, so I was talking to her a little bit about like her perspective. But the interesting thing that the director wanted me to play on was she's a therapist who is new to therapy, so she's concerned about her clientele. She's not making her bills, like she's not making ends meet. She's in conflict with herself about like, should she go on this circuit and make some money? Is helping people about making money? So she has that's her own internal conflict. So, as much as I wanted to play, a kind of a stereotypical therapist in that you think a therapist has it together, this was kind of the anti-therapist. She doesn't have it together. And she's a therapist.
Absolutely, and you guys, I mean, you obviously get along so well. Are you guys already talking about, Bounce Back 2 or, the next project you guys are going to be able to do?
You mean
together?
Bounce Back 2?
Yeah. Well,
I just threw that in there, Ray.
I think we would love to do that as well. I mean, we want this movie to do super duper well with you guys' support. We could do anything, man. With success, anything is possible.
Yeah.
You're gonna love these guys together, and then maybe I might get to bounce back in the second one with some
He gets a little. Bill gets a little love.
This
thing.
dude is the sexiest dude in the world. He take his shirt off. Ladies go crazy. So I told him, I said, we do part 2. First scene, I'm gonna be washing myself in the first. Little sexy, little something.
I like that. Well, we'll look out for that. So,
just in case we do part 2, I'm gonna definitely get the first scene, shirt off. I get to have a love scene, sexy like you do.
There we go.
You wait till you see his love scene. I know you're gonna black out. I can tell.
We gotta get this Indiegogo.
She's gonna throw her glasses over the top of her shoulders.
I like this.
I said, Bill gonna take over your show.
There we go. I like it. So I have a couple of questions out there in the audience. So yeah, stand up right there.
Hi guys.
Hey.
I absolutely love the movie. I was at the screening last night.
Oh,
What your name is? What's your name?
Oh,
is?
hi, Megan.
Megan.
Everything was so good. It's such a feel-good movie. I wanted to know, do you guys do any, or have you guys done any like different rituals in your breakups?
Different rituals?
Or like, have you listened to music or anything like that that help you with your breakup?
Go ahead, Bill.
First of all, you just buy some liquor.
He's married. He doesn't know breakup. He's been
I
married
haven't
for
had a break-
27 years or something like that.
15.
Yeah.
But I've had I call it the heartbreak diet. Because when your heart is broken, you don't feel like eating. You're not really in a mood to listen to great music. But I think friends help you. Your crew. Your crew keeping you cheered up and kind of prayed up, and you get back on your feet.
I think it's different for men and women, but I think you listen to some of them little the mushy love songs and Brian McKnight and all that. I mean Adele.
Oh, not Adele. Oh, you gonna kill yourself. You listen to
I
Adele.
avoid all love songs.
Love songs hurt.
Avoid all of them.
But to your point, Miss
And
Therapist, you should
I hang out with
sit in it a
Jack
little
and
bit.
Daniel.
Yeah. Why does it seem like when you're heartbroken, every song is talking to you? Don't it seem like they wrote that song for you? You want to just break your radio.
Break my
Unbreak my heart. You're like, who wrote that?
But just like
Saving all my love for
it's
you.
Megan,
really?
right? Megan, but just like the ladies doing, y'all know you'd be doing this. All right, let's just say I'm with you, right? And we break up. you know what you're gonna do, right? You're like, Shemar broke up with me. Oh, Shemar broke up with me. What you gonna do? You're gonna go to the salon, get your hair did. You're gonna get a whole new hair thing, right?
Oh, go to the gym.
You're
every
gonna
day.
go to the gym for 2 weeks, do a bunch of squats and lunges, right? Then you're gonna go shopping and get your little short little something. Push these bad boys up, right? And then you're gonna find out what restaurant or what club I'm at, and then you're gonna walk by me just like, you go, right? And you're not gonna speak. And I'm gonna be like, that ain't even right. That ain't even right.
Baby!
Like, I was just playing, boo. Hey, baby, I was just playing. Come on home, baby. You know?
I think we need you to write a book. Shemar. That would be amazing. There's a next question out there, actually, right there.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Good. My name's Teresa. This question's for Shamar.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following your career since Soul Train.
Oh, my goodness. My 3 dance moves.
I am a huge fan of yours.
Have you seen him before? In person?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like having a heart attack over here.
Oh, that's awesome.
What can we look forward to in 2017 from you?
Not shaking my ass in the Soul Train line. I might pull something these days. I don't know. 2017, I mean, you're kind of looking at it. I mean, you know, people say, why'd you leave Criminal Minds? Why'd you leave Criminal Minds? And I didn't leave mad. I left very proud and grateful. I say this a lot, and I'll say it to you. I use 2 examples in my mind that kind of inspire me. George Clooney. Once upon a time, and for the youngsters, you may not know this, but once upon a time, he was on a television show called ER. And he took a risk on himself. He leaped. And he got $10 million to do Batman, so I'm waiting on my Batman pretty much. But after he left, I mean, look at who George Clooney has become. You know what I mean? He didn't just stay in the box. No, I'm very blessed to have done what I've done, and I'm not complaining at all. Denzel, once upon a time, was on a show called Saint Elsewhere, and then he took a chance, and then Glory happened, and he won an Oscar, and now look at Denzel as a boss, right? Now again, I'm not saying I'm those guys, but like them, I want to continue to grow. I want to see what I'm capable of doing. So I'm going to continue doing my thing in front of the camera, telling all different types of stories, all different genres, whether I make you laugh, make you cry, scare the mess out of you, protect you, maybe play a bad guy one day, just, you know, stretch. But this little producing hat thing that I'm wearing, just, you know, being able to have some say in the type of content that I can create, whether it's for myself, whether it's for us, or whether it's content that has nothing to do with me or us, but it's just we can have a hand in making something that Hollywood might not be thinking about. So to answer your question in short, producing and continuing to entertain you in front of the camera. I just want to keep climbing. And just, at least I can say whenever I get there, wherever I get, I can say that I tried. And I never look back and go, I wish I would have, could have, should have.
Yeah!
Well said. Amazing. Okay, one last question. Right there.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I saw your interview earlier today.
What's your shirt say,
My name is Sabrina.
What's your shirt say? I met Shemar Moore on 11/3. Yes, you did. Yes,
I want a baby girl shirt.
Huh?
I want a baby girl shirt, but I don't have, one, so I had to put this on.
Okay, well, that's
I made
even
it with
better.
lipstick.
Oh, that's
We're going to hook you up, because my baby girl guy who handles all the clothes, he's here with me. So
Yes.
we're going to hook you up. All right.
All right, so I saw your interview earlier today with Ebro, and I was watching all your interviews for the last few days.
Right.
And I'm really excited to meet you guys. And Shemar, where we have a big crush on you, me and my friend. My daughter loves you ever since the beginning.
We're in New York.
I have a 16-year-old daughter. She loves you, so shout out to Noelani. I'm going to show her this later, and she's going to freak out. And she loves you as Derek on Criminal Minds, but it's such a different person that you're portraying now, right? Like, you're not the tough officer, sexy officer. Was it hard to, transition? Because you've been doing that for so many years, and I would feel like you almost feel like Derek sometimes.
Oh, yeah. But see, Derek and I mean, any character I play, I feel like, I can relate to similarities. Now, acting is acting. We pretend. Like, if I play an axe murderer, it doesn't mean I got to go murder somebody to be an axe murderer. But I still have to find that emotion, of that guy, of that person. Like, Derek Morgan carries a gun, and
Derek Morgan
my
is a
friends,
person.
my friends at home, like they'll watch Criminal Minds, and I'll be like, give me a reason, put it down, don't make me do this, and then they're like, boom, FBI, clear, and then and my friends call me, and they go, Shemar, You ain't tough, man. You ain't tough. Like, what are you doing? And my point is it's acting. But so similar. Derek Morgan's much tougher than I am, and I'm much sillier, and I have a lot more fun than Derek Morgan. And I said a little bit of this earlier. Matthew Taylor is not me, but the emotion of caring for a girl and being scared to being scared to get hurt and all that stuff, and putting on a swag and a facade. That's closer to me in real life. So I honestly didn't do a whole lot of homework. I just kind of reached into my memory bank of relationships in life and just said, Shemar, how do you feel in this moment? What do you think is right for Matthew? Matthew, honestly, was easier for me to play than Derek Morgan and a lot of other characters. But I don't want to say, oh yeah, I got this. But it's just, and it was also fun for me to just feel and hope that you guys feel what I'm feeling, because Derek it was always about catching the bad guy. It was always about the case, and so this was more of about an emotional journey that I got to portray for you guys.
Did amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, guys, look for The Bounce Back December 9th in theaters, correct?
December 9th.
Hit that Thursday
December 9th.
screening, December 8th. Thursday night screening is always the best one. And one more hand for these guys. Congratulations on the
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.